HBM's Nuclear Tech Mod, a mod that you would think revolves around nuclear tech. And while that's mostly correct, it took me an entire 100-day video to catch even a glimpse of what this mod had to offer. And in this video, I discovered that there was so much more than building machines and messing around with reactors. I can't spoil much, but if you didn't check the last video, we had completed the Industrialist's Guide to Rebuilding Society, which I thought would explore most of the mod, but it hardly scratched the surface. So we're back with another video, to see if there is an end to this industrial nightmare. Also, pardon my confusion, but the mod went through some updates since I last checked it out. Well, those look different. Templates shouldn't exist? It's all deprecated. So, does it just... No? Is the assembly machine deprecated? Legacy? It's been so long since I've played. I'm already old. Oh, you can't even make them anymore. It's just a new machine. Well, I don't have a day counter, so I'm gonna make sure that I keep a clock on me at all times. And once this turns daytime, which it's about to, I think I'll just start the actual days there. Right now, it'll probably be day 0. Maybe just now turning to day 1. So these don't work. Is there a new chemical plant then? At least they updated the designs. They look good. I don't even remember how I made most of this stuff. I guess really, to start this, I kind of need a plan. A plan and something to do with all of this. And I already moved the clock out of my hotbar. I think it would be wise for me to actually move everything. Which in the... oh my goodness. In the first video, I said that would be nearly impossible, but I think I have to. Mainly for my sanity. I don't have a jetpack actually. Like this thing is sticking out of the top of the mountain that I wanted to build under. And I've got so many huge machines that just don't have room. So I'm thinking we should move. Now, I don't know if that means to like just build some giant flat platform in the middle of a plains biome or over the ocean or something. But I need a ton of space, and I also need, if I can, actually, I don't have a large map. I just have the mini map installed, so I don't think there's a way to look at that. Oh, never mind. I need to go somewhere that hasn't been generated before, because if the game did update, then I don't know if there's like new mobs or ores or things I need to do. So I think what I should do for my first order of business, if you will, is just take everything and go in some random direction. While moving my base was a bit of an annoying thing to do, I at least had a dozen of these crates I could work with. And after picking up everything, stuffing it all into crates, and then picking up those crates, I had an entire compound's worth of materials and machines in my inventory, and with everything that I had to my name, I set off eastward, traveling for a few days to leave the old generation behind. I found a nice plains biome near a village and decided that I would build my new base here, spending some time terraforming a large flat space and getting ready to set up a new compound for myself. So I am finishing up and I think I have enough room. I'm not going to build on the dirt. I'm going to make a ton of those concrete bricks just so I actually have something to walk on, and I'll probably build pathways and stuff so it isn't the most ugly thing ever. But I don't really think this mod focuses on the decor as much as it does the machinery, so I will do my best to make it look understandable. But I may have like just a mess of the most stupid stuff on here. But that is why this mod is pretty fun. So I've got this steel crate. That is not a lot of concrete bricks, but... and I'll just cover all this up. There's probably a better flooring material to use. I'll need a storage. Obviously, I need a storage, but I need to put it in such a way that it's convenient. So somewhere central, like right here. This is the crate with the rest of my machines. So really, I just need to start putting stuff down. It doesn't matter where. Well, it does matter where, but let me get rid of this. Like the cracking tower, this thing is huge. But now I have space to put like 2 or 3 of them side by side because I think... How many types of hot oil is there? There's new UI, I think. Can I do... Not... Oh my gosh. Cracking recipes. This might not be new. There's some of these like auxiliary recipes that I may or may not need. Natural gas with steam to make some byproducts, but it looks like crude oil combined with where is it? Cracked oil? Desulfurized crude oil. Does this thing actually... No, I think the cracking tower only used regular oil. But if you wanted to make the other things, we can have multiple. I can have as many of these as I want. The cooling tower, we'll be able to see the machinery out in the open now, which is also pretty nice. Like the acidizer, ore acidizer, so maybe like something over here for the ores, for ore processing. Oil processing, I can actually divide everything. I grabbed the wrong crate. I thought I left that one behind. This one. There we go. So the blueprint one is deprecated. So this is technically trash. I'm going to leave it just in case I want an extra crate. So I can have a cracking tower. I'm thinking, and I'm not good at thinking. Oh, actually, no. It would be smart to space these out so I can have tanks here and whatever. Another big thing is going to be automating fuel, solid fuel for that matter. With the oil, we should be able to kind of self-power as long as the pump can continuously bring in more crude oil. Because as long as that's processed and put where it needs to go, we can get a solidification machine, which is somewhere in one of these. Here it is. To make solid fuel to go into, say, a firebox underneath, or even an electric firebox. But that is also reliant on the efficiency of our nuclear power. Solidification machine. I don't know what to do with all this. Not yet. It's going to take me some time to remember how to play, and it's probably going to take like a good 10 to 20 days to just get everything situated. However, once everything is situated, we should move pretty quickly. Well, there's no way for me to change the user scale, so this thing kind of clips into the top of the screen. I guess that's one way to... Oh, I can scroll. That would probably be easier. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I wanted to make a chemical plant. Oh, and oh, that's nice. Okay. Because with a chemical plant, I can start making a ton of bricks, and the sooner I can do that, the sooner I can just lay out this huge thing. Steel already looks like it's going to be an issue again, which it was the first video, and it's going to be this one. Thankfully, with the ability to combine abilities, which I'm still not sure if that was a thing in the previous one or not, I should be able to have Vein Miner and Fortune on at the same time, so it should go by a lot faster. Anyway, do I have everything? You need power too. Well, that's a pretty cool animation. As far as I know, I think the old assembly machine, well, as far as I know, the legacy assembly machine was just taken from Factorio. Hope that's the right way to say it. The sound and everything, so it's pretty nice that the developer of this made his own machines. And they look pretty good. Okay, so gravel, sand, water, and cement. So what that'll do is make me a stack of gravel, and then 2 stacks of gravel. I'll turn 1 stack into sand by just running it through the shredder a second time. And then from there, I can make a ton of bricks. I'm not sure how much I can make, but hopefully enough. Realistically, I don't know how big I can make this. For now, it's just going to be like a little set of walls, and then if I'm truly ambitious, I guess I can say, I'll go ahead and build everything up and put in windows and all this other stuff. But for now, my plan will be, if something looks like it goes outside, like the cracking tower, this looks like an outdoor machine. Same with like the water like the big tower condenser and stuff. I'll probably have like an outside section over here. And then all the indoor machines can just get laid out, each with their own spots, because most of them are like 3x3s. They're pretty small. The only limiting factor is time. I also realized I haven't been keeping track of days again, so I have no clue what day it is. But hopefully it's like, I think it's like 9, day 9 or 10, one of those two. I guess I will see you when I actually have a base set up and I can actually start doing things that aren't related to organizing and putting machines down. And that organizing took me around 8 days to do, picking up the machine building of the mod around day 116. And with that, a quick side note, you will hear me guess what day it is time and time again. Just know that each guess is more off than the last. My first order of business was to build the Silex and FEL, machines that used a laser to separate isotopes in nuclear byproducts, whatever that means, and I occupied myself with this for an uncomfortable amount of time. At the start here, you'll see me working on a more fleshed out crucible to help with the large amount of dense, advanced alloy wires that the FEL required. Like, I understand that there's a spider underneath me, but does it have to go off every 2 seconds? You're not living, my guy. Is actually so annoying. Let's just get rid of this place now so I don't have to worry about it later. Gosh, I'm so glad I went down here. Okay, now that that's dealt with. Oh, I can think. I need the Silex. This isn't bad, actually. The Silex is pretty easy from the looks of it. It is the FEL that I need to make. Bakelite / polymer, that's easy. The ion storage cube, we've got all of this. That's a lot of bakelite and or polymer, so we're gonna have to start up the oil production again. Cast steel plates, no biggie. Capacitors, no biggie. Polarized lenses, just gas, and you know what? I just said it. We're gonna have to start up the oil plants again. That's not hard at all. Integrated circuit boards. These are annoying, but they're not hard to make. It's the dense advanced alloy wires. We need a whole stack of them, and we need a crucible to lay out all 64 of these. Now, I've been thinking, I was trying to see if there's a faster way to make steel, but the blast furnace combined with flux and regular iron ore produces 3 per, whereas the crucible alloying that way only makes it's a 1-to-1 conversion, so it's not more efficient. Or I guess the point I'm saying is I couldn't find a better way to make steel, unless there is one, but I don't know of it quite yet. So we're gonna set up our crucible and boundary basin. I have a second. Oh yeah, I did find one of those in the oil rig. I have 2 blast furnaces. So we have a stack of steel, and I want a stack of copper. 1 nugget is a 1-to-1 ratio of Minecraft grade copper. Minecraft grade copper, you say? Okay. Minecraft grade copper. Well, that. Can we alloy that too, please? Oh, it's also just a 1-to-1. Now, how easy is it to make a crucible? It's really easy, but I'm also lazy. We'll just have this in the core. It's actually a lot smaller than I remembered. My goodness, it's just smelting all the copper first, which I mean is fine. Doesn't matter when it does it. If we had 2 crucibles. Do I want a second crucible? We're alloying together, so not only is it's making 2. That's what I'm getting at. It's making 2, so it's making 2 stacks of red copper, and the rest should pour into these bars. Now this is empty. I can start Hopefully I don't make slag. I can make, or put the advanced alloy recipe in here, which is just steel and Minecraft grade copper. It's actually really nice that it makes double. I completely forgot about that. 4, 5, 6. We put those 7 in there. Let's go make these advanced alloy blocks and bars, and I won't touch anything till it's all done. So I don't break anything. And it's all mixing, and that's 12 blocks of advanced alloy. So really, how much are you making then? If I take a stack of copper and a stack of redstone, I'm making 2 stacks of Minecraft grade copper. So I'm making 3 stacks of alloy from 1 stack of copper and 1 stack of steel. It's just the redstone supplements one of those stacks. And you get redstone easily, so, and that's advanced alloy. It is nice to actually use these conveyors. I didn't think I ever would, but I think for stuff as annoying as this, I kind of have to. Has this been heating up? It has, and just throw it in there. See, and I don't know why it prioritizes the green one. I think I'm actually just gonna... If it does prioritize the green one, then I'm better off doing that. I think if I use a hopper and insert it like that way, say I don't know how it works. And I'll do the same for this crucible, just so I don't have to deal with that anymore. Put the greens on the front. And, wait. It's good. I don't know why it did that. We're now making advanced alloy wires. Dense advanced... That is freaking me out. Why are we doing that? Stop. Let's try... I think it's this one. Let's lead you this way. Let's try that. I think they're just hitting each other as they're extruding, and that's screwing it up. There we go. And they're nice and evenly spaced. Me with my dense advanced alloy factory. Dense advanced alloy wires. So those will all be smelting. Let's get to work on this junk. So I had to put a cut here, mainly because I didn't want a 1-hour in-game session of me crafting, but I spent another 8 days working towards achieving this machine. I needed more polymers and bakelite, so I had to set up my oil refinery plant again. Thanks to the new space though, I was actually able to lay everything out in a nice and orderly fashion, and by day 126, I was finally on track to actually building the things. No more distractions, right? FEL. This is what I want to make first, because it's the more expensive one, and it'll help if I get the big, worst one out of the way. Laser isotope separation chamber. Dash, I've got dash, right? 32 bars. I stockpiled that before we ended the video last time. Quartz sand, quartz powder. I've never been to the Nether, I don't think. Get it from beryllium or lithium. We could stop. I guess I could stop by the Nether. Get some quartz. I think we don't have a choice, really. Unless I want to centrifuge 16 lithium crystals. I don't have beryllium crystals or lithium crystals. I don't have a cyclotron either. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the Nether. Where am I? Longest pigmen. Oh, it's hard mode, and I don't remember if they're inherently I don't know if they're immediately aggressive or not. I think what I'm wearing protects me from allows me to pick this stuff up, but I'm not sure. Moldering netherrack. Is that what I want? What do I do with this? Nothing, no. It's this I want. Can I hold it though? I'm holding it. Burning nether coal. Nether coal ore. Is that what I came here? No, there's something else I came here for. Sulfur. Wonderful. Nether sulfur. This is what I came here for. Trying not to like spontaneously explode. Whoa. Game lagged there for a second. That's always nice. Right, what's this stuff? Grab it. Nether uranium. Something special about nether uranium? Maybe we should no. Oh. Red. Can I pick this up? Phosphorus ore. This is what I was talking about. Makes blaze powder. That's actually really good. Used to make whatever that is. I'm gonna do a little run around, see if I don't see anything else. I didn't do anything to you. Maybe there's something more I can do here. Well, there's probably something more that I can do here, but for now I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, we have the quartz. I have the quartz. What do I want to do with this? Shred it, centrifuge for lithium. Shred it. I want to shred it. I don't care. There's a stack of sand, and I should be able to. Well, first, let's see what the what were we looking at? The Silex. Let's do one at a time. I'm trying to do both at once, and it's not going to be good for me. So I guess there is static energy storage. I was thinking about that. I don't know why I'm now realizing that these storage blocks are literally for storing energy. I just kind of thought they were used in the recipes. But you can actually store power in here. 50 million power. I might make one of these for my... I'm gonna go to sleep again because I'm not dealing with all of that. I believe I can just take this quartz and this sand and make 32 quartz sand. That is not for this recipe, but I will keep it in my inventory just in case. 64, we have that. We have both of these ingredients. I'll just take it all. That machine is so... The crucible making all of this stuff is so nice. Very convenient. 16 more polymer on top of that. 1,000 per? Yeah. Got some polarized lenses. Got the bakelite. I've got the steel. I've got the... I need 16 capacitors. I've got 11. Okay, I did it again. Need to stop right-clicking because that automatically creates them all. There's some extra ones. Put that away. This is so dumb. What am I missing? I think it's just 4 circuit boards. Are you serious? That was 3 blocks away from hitting my... Okay. I'm right here, dude. I was in the middle of something. I don't know what to do with the copper, and I'm too lazy to figure it out. So I'm just going to put this stuff back. Put those off. Put this in here. I can't hit it when it's melting, otherwise it'll turn into lava as far as I remember. I'm going to let it cool off. That is a great... It is a great... This is going to look hideous, but at the same time, what would look more hideous is a meteorite hitting my storage and basically costing me the entire save. I would have nothing if this all blew up, so I'm going to put a big patch of dirt on top of it. I want to work through the night so I'm not spending so much time on just like what should be like the start of the video. Nah, I'm doing it. It's clearly not an issue to kill these zombies. They're just so annoying. I'll turn it back on when I leave the base, but right now I'm in no immediate danger. There's nothing that can kill me aside from meteors, but I don't think they fall directly on top of you. I would just prefer to play the mod. I do have a lithium battery that I think I set... I remember last time I used a diesel engine to fuel it, but now I'm confused. Where's my box? Where is my dash box? There's no way it got blown up, right? That's rough. I'm pretty sure I had a lot of good stuff in there. Of course, assuming I didn't just leave it somewhere, but I think it actually got blown up by that meteor. Okay, that's fun. That's wonderful, actually. Oh well. I should have made this. Why does it only take a diamond, and why haven't I seen that? Good on me to learn after. How do I put this on? How do I apply this thingy to me, please? I have a lot of choice words I want to say, but I won't say them because I can't. I was wondering why I wasn't getting power. Maybe the giant rift in my system has something to do with it. I'll deal with it when I deal with it. This takes, what, 500,000 power to charge once? Something like that. I know meteors would spawn, but I didn't think right behind me. I'm gonna be annoyed about this for like a whole 10 minutes. This looks surprisingly similar to my crate, but it is not. I'm not gonna sit here and worry about it. I just hope that whatever was in there is stuff that I can reliably reobtain. Okay, I really hope this works. That's kind of just a lesson learned type of thing. I really shouldn't. I mean, I should have noticed that sooner, that I could do that, assuming it works in my inventory, which it just says, it doesn't say it needs to be equipped, so I think 9 silicon wafers, I need 16, right? I want to make bombs. That's like the whole reason I started this, but now I'm like making a laser machine. I have been making a laser machine for like 9 days already. Granted, if I do spend like 10 days per big machine, I would say that by day 100 we'll have the, look at all this copper wire. We'll have the fusion reactor. Or maybe it's like so far down the line I shouldn't even be thinking about it. FEL, please. 4 circuit boards, 16 polymer. I think it's just 4 lenses, 16 capacitors, a stack of alloy wires, 20 plates. Oh, and there we go. Step 1. FEL. It is huge. Can I pick it up with my alloy pickaxe? Yes, I can. Okay, that's bad, good. We're gonna put it over here by the acidizer then. Actually, the acidizer is gonna go elsewhere. Here in the corner, because I don't like the acidizer. This, on the other hand, I don't know how much space it needs, but I'm gonna give it as much as I can, at least over here. So I don't know if it needs to be much further away, but this is basically just a 20 million. 20 million. Okay, this looks awesome. I don't know what I'm looking at. 20 million power storage. It stores 20 million. We don't even have that. I can stack depleted rods. That's actually really good. Oh. If I put those in my inventory, I'm gonna melt my face off though. So that's the FEL. What am I doing? Let's make the other thing. 4-8 plates, 16 quartz glass. Quartz glass is also made in an arc furnace. Well, good thing we started this up. I'll just have it go all the way because it uses the same amount of power no matter what. And we're going to get some paintable copper wires, so Minecraft grade copper and steel plates. Well, hey, would you look at that? I've got a ton of steel. Okay, sun is rising on day 130, which is good and bad. The Silex, I think it's 16. Quartz glass. Oh my gosh, they were in here the whole time. Well, you know what? Extra is good. I won't complain about extra plates. Cast steel plates especially, I guarantee I'm going to use way more of. Steel pipes, I need 3 plates per pipe. Gonna use those. I think I was using them for the wires, but I already did that. The Silex. The Silex. So, oh my gosh. New content. 30 days in. There's no way this is getting done in 200 days. Separation of isotopes by laser excitation. It's cooler than it sounds. I mean, I'm excited. I want to separate uranium by its isotopes. I don't know. All right, let's see this. What range does the electron laser need? Energy in a laser crystal to create a powerful beam. The first ones we need actually only need natural light, so chances are I don't need the FEL. Which, if that is the case, then this was kind of a waste of time, but you know what? We will need it at some point. And I'll worry about this when I need to. What I do need to grab is more concrete blocks. Dense stone, blast resistance 96, dense stone is 60. Well, I hope this is strong enough. Otherwise, this laser's gonna have a fun time going through my entire line of machines. And I've got space for at least one more Silex if I ever decide to make a second one. I genuinely don't know where to put this stuff, so I'm just gonna, like, set it wherever. If this can just make me a few nuclear rods, or at least the uranium to process new rods, I will be able to get better power. Let's see. I am, nervous, I guess. So I need to make a laser crystal. Some of these just say natural light. So yeah. Oh. Visible light? Oh no, really? Actually, this isn't that bad. I know how to get bismuth nuggets. Oh, a Purex. So visible light isn't referring to just like natural light. It's referring to the bismuth crystal. So we need more dash. And would you look at that? 4 pieces of quartz glass. Dash laser crystal. Sounds awesome. I cannot wait. Make this, have it drain all of my power, and then just be sad. Or is it just the uranium bar? Oh, but that needs visible light. But visible light requires the bismuth laser crystal. So what about infrared? What can we make with this? I'm gonna look up. Okay, I'm just gonna be incapable of spelling. Let's just look up. Seeing a bunch of stuff for nuclear waste, but I don't really have that. There's 146 recipes. I'm gonna go through all of them till I find out what I need. We can get uranium, we can get thorium, bismuth, nuggets. You know, visible light to me was like, oh, maybe it's a machine that processes it just without a laser. But no, that's like the bismuth fragment. I guess the Purex makes like some of this stuff, but that's not how I want to get to what I want to get to. Okay, I think I see a route that we can take. It's looking like, ugh, we can get a chemical plant to make hydrogen peroxide, as well as get sulfur and natural uranium billets to make yellow cake. And then we can put that in another chemical plant to make uranium hexafluoride and throw that in a gas centrifuge, make uranium-238 and uranium fuel for now. If we got this overcharge upgrade, whatever that is, overclock, gas centrifuge overclock upgrade, which we can actually do. That doesn't seem impossible. It looks like I may have just skipped a step or two. This is the page that we skipped over that we are now facing the consequences of. Uranium enrichment, and I guess if I want the Chicago pile. So I began work on the gas centrifuge array to actually enrich uranium. Would you look at that, nuclear tech. But of course, in order to craft, I had to mine, and I had to mine to craft. Funny how that works. But thanks to the built-in AoE and Silk Touch on my pickaxe, I could get tons of resources rather quick, and with it being unbreakable, this trip was a breeze. Finishing up said trip, I also worked on refining and expanding on my oil refinery and nuclear reactor, which I will actually show because it's pretty cool stuff. Okay, I've got a ton of stuff. At least I think I do. I've got the same amount of iron that I did last time, but it only took me like, I don't know, like a fifth of the time, maybe a quarter. Not to mention, being down there, I've got so much of everything. If you were able to effectively make diamond crystals, or like just crystals in general, then centrifuge them, that would give you 4 times the output. Unfortunately, I think the acidizer takes like, oh great. Oh, and I have my advanced alloy armor on too. I realized there's no reason, well, maybe I thought of this before in the last video, but there's no point of wearing that protective armor all the time. I need to remember natural uranium doesn't have a rad count or whatever you want to call it, so it's safe to handle. And I'm better off wearing my advanced armor so that I'm not hurting myself so much. And then I've got the trench mask because it doesn't cost anything to make and it doesn't break down when you're breathing in bad stuff, which is kind of weird. Do mobs spawn when it's raining in the daytime? You know, for some reason I don't remember. I don't know if this grew because I was out of render, but you know, that's fine. Really, all I've done so far is set up 3 chemical plants. I've got this one to make hydrogen peroxide. I believe this one needs to make yellow cake, which will take hydrogen peroxide as well as natural uranium billets and sulfur powder. And it'll make yellow cake, and then that will go into here as uranium hexafluoride. Which takes, yeah, oh, also just water as well, so I can have a second infinite water source right there. And then whatever comes out of here, which will be the liquid, will transfer it into a fluid pipe with 4 centrifuges. And then that should get us the separated uranium that we need. I don't know how expensive these things are power-wise. Holding these even for a second just kills me, so I'm gonna put these towards the center. They seem to deplete faster in the center. I'm not sure about the, I think I can be... Oh my gosh, I was not quick enough. Holy cow. Oh no. Well, let me... let me put... That's 50. Oh gosh, that's 50 levels of XP that I just threw down the drain. Oh well. I didn't really have a use for it anyway. With the amount of zombies that spawn, it's not a big deal. So, is that gonna happen? So I was able to handle 8 of these. Like, I don't even know if that was fast enough. 3,000 rads. That's insane. And not even a moment ago, I was talking about how I didn't really need that this armor, but, well, wouldn't you know it? You can actually just get instantly murdered by holding those. Which is, I guess, realistic, but at the same time, I feel like having that much in your hand... I don't know what that sound was. I'm kind of scared of the whole meteorite thing. I might have to install a mod to install these onto my person, like to equip them, because I don't... There's no way to. And I don't think it works well. Why did I drop that? Or maybe I died. I don't know. Anything down here? That scared me more than anything. I didn't expect to die to that. Yeah, I made a tungsten crate. I thought it would be better. Turns out it's way smaller. I'm guessing it's either like blast proof or maybe it's got some electrical use, judging by the copper plates. I thought it would be radiation resistant, which wouldn't make sense because it's tungsten and not lead, which is generally what you would think of when you think about radiation. But And I thought there would be something to protect against, like to carry the stuff around. I don't have hazardous material tank. Maybe, but those hold. Oh yeah, mug root beer. How do I make this? I should really start shredding this stuff first. Just fill that as much as possible. That'll give me 9 stacks of gravel, and then I'll do that again for another 9 stacks, and then I'll get 9 stacks of sand, and then I'll just bulk up on cement. And then with that, I can actually build the walls up a little. I don't know how I'm gonna put a roof over this place. For the most part, it's not that big. But really, it's just time that's a factor. It's already, well, I think it's like 136, give or take a day or two. Not sure. This mod is not fast, which is, well, I guess that's one way to put it. I'm very slow at this stuff, and I don't know if that's because I'm like progressing in a different way or if it's just meant to be that like tedious. But I'm a third of the way through, and I didn't do the Silex thing. I didn't do anything, really. All I've done was set up all of my stuff in a new spot. And I guess I built the like little crucible thing. But the sooner I build this, the sooner I can actually get to new stuff. So that'll make a ton of acid, which I'll need. Well, what is it? How much for one? 1,000? So I can make like 48 circuit boards, which I hope I don't need that many, but chances are I will. Rubber. Rubber is interesting because we don't have crude oil. I have an extra tank somewhere, as long as that wasn't in the red desh crate when it blew up. Unless I put it down, I'm not sure. This should allow the refinery to work a lot more. I know, yeah, it's just now getting through all of the cracked oil. Once I get these hydrocarbons out, it should basically clear up. Wow, it processes that like crazy. Ooh, nowhere for cracked. I mean, I don't need extra crack oil tar. If it spills over, it's fine, as long as it's not screwing anything up. And that puts us to 28,000. And you know what? That's not that bad. 28,000 hydrocarbons. And I didn't even do the thing I was gonna do, and that was use the natural gas. So actually, with that out of the way, I'm not gonna do that yet. I see 16 capacitors, 32 circuit boards, 64 microchips, and I believe the last ingredient, and once this is made, everything else is exponentially easier. We'll need 4,000 sulfuric acid, which is great because I've got that in like 5 giant tubs, so I'm just gonna waste one because I don't really care. And then a stack of lead wire. And this is like, I think 300, if I know what math is, 300,000 for one. So a total of 1.2 million power. I do have power saving upgrades. I need to check what the deficit for these is. The trade. Okay, so it just takes longer to produce. Well, I'm going to use these. What the heck? I did have these when I was making the dense wire, but my generators at the time weren't producing fast enough to compensate for the time. Rubber. 8 rubber bars. All right. Minus 16% consumption, instead of 300,000 power, that should be like 270,000? 270 would be 10, so maybe like 260,000 power, which isn't a lot, but it is turning this from a 1.2 million thing. Oh my gosh. Military circuit boards. This item is probably like a common thing to use in like 1,000-day runs or something, but for me, having one of these is just crazy. Now with these, our gas centrifuges can be made, and with polymer, I have 32 polymer. I've got 32 polymer. Awesome. 32 polymer, 8 dash. Oh, hold on. Oh, nope, that's easy. Ooh, centrifuging titanium gives you iron powder. I should see what else I can centrifuge for iron powder. Aluminum. Sulfur crystals, I guess. Don't really care. Cobalt. Cobalt gives... Oh my gosh. I should just be doing this with everything. What am I thinking? Let's just centrifuge titanium ore then. Now this should have made 3 blocks of steel. I think that's all it's supposed to make. That's 27, 64 bars? Are you serious? Even though these power saving upgrades are kind of inefficient, I'll just put 2. Oh wow, there's no speed decrease. What the heck? Minus 50%, minus 50%. So is that 25% consumption or 0% consumption? I don't know if this is flat or if it's going off of the modifier. Oh, that's great. What the heck? I can centrifuge everything. Now that I'm looking into the whole automation thing, or I guess just simplifying my machines, I'm realizing just how easy this is. How easy it makes things. Alright, we got 6 cobalt powder. I really regret moving my furnaces across the place, but what can you do? Move them? That's too much work. I forgot we need the overclocking upgrade for the final one, so that we can get I-238. By blacklist, or whitelist, I guess that's what that is. By whitelist, I take a piece of coal powder, I put that in here, in there, and now it'll only take coal powder, which the centrifuge already makes, and it has been making and will continue to make. Then for this other one, we can have the blacklist be gravel. No, blacklist. So now it'll take everything but gravel, which we want it to leave in here. And what we can do with that is something like this, right? Oh, I need an inserter. Will that work? I need a crowbar. So I need to see if I right click the bottom, will it do like a... Oh, that's awesome. Then I can just oh, come on. Worked 2 seconds ago. Let's do that. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, well, now it will. That won't work. We've already figured that out. Let's leave it as it is. Concrete. Conveyor for coal powder. Goes into there and should fuel up the firebox, which it is doing. Then you, which I've set all the filters to make sure that it's not taking in anything it shouldn't. And then I just need this to do everything else. Can I really do that? Ah, wrong way. Wait, how do I change that? Also wrong way. There we go. Awesome. That's also the wrong way. I knew that. And I also need one more inserter. I knew this as well. There we go. Now this should just take in the bars. 16 elements, 32 polymer, 8 desh, 32 steel plates, and 4 military grade circuits. That'll make us 4 of these. Hopefully it's worth it. It's already made 3. Oh, shoot. I forgot the overclocking upgrade. Oh, it's not a big deal. Let's make the overclock the zippy style. Unenriched uranium hates him. Oh, don't worry, it only took me half the video to make. How am I gonna make a video out of this? I do not know, but I am gonna attempt it. The only thing left now is to get this to make... What am I saying? Overclocking upgrade, come on. Can I sleep? Okay, I can sleep just in time. I don't think I slept. My spawn point was not set, so I need to make sure I don't die. So I don't know how you set the outputs to these things. I'm guessing it's with, where is that thing? With the screwdriver? Or not? I don't know. This will take natural uranium billets. Need that at the moment. So is it just natural uranium? Uranium hexafluoride. We are actually just about to do this. Oh, and the sulfur recycles. I need to remember that. This we will whitelist only sulfur. So this will take the sulfur and put it back in here, which I think it spends 2 to make 2. Oh wait, no, yellow cake. How do we make yellow cake? Okay, so this makes yellow cake. This one right here will make yellow cake with the sulfur, but it'll take it over there And over there, sulfur is the byproduct, so it'll just recycle that. It's fluorite that needs to go in this one. So we'll have an ejector, take stuff from the top, and then bring that all the way here to the last one, because it needs fluorite. It looks like fluorite is the only thing that'll be a big issue. Sulfur recycles. It's kind of messy and hard to tell, but the sulfur that will initially come from here will go in here. And it will come out from that red one, I think. You cannot see, ejector. It'll take that back into here to just reuse over and over again. It's kind of weird you do that, but, you know, I'm not going to question it. This doesn't need anything, it's self-sustaining. So that'll be self-sustaining apart from uranium, and this will be self-sustaining apart from fluorite. Then that hexafluoride needs to go into... that the import? Oh, I'm going to assume this is the input. Fluorite, fluorite, fluorite. So, in theory, this should take the fluorite and bring it up there. No, don't do that. Blacklist fluorite, please. No fluorite for you. That goes on the top one only. That'll only allow fluorite. I say as I put iron in there. Now that iron won't go anywhere dangerous, though. Does it not intake from the top floor? That's bad. Dang it, I broke my screwdriver. Okay, that should drop the fluorite into that, which will put it in here. Perfect. So this will take the fluorite up here, put it down here, into here. This will take out the sulfur, bring it back into here. I think we're set up. It's power and... oh, no, that's it. Just power and uranium hexafluoride. So let's see, if I place it like this, the output is on this side. I'm just double checking really quick. So if I place it like this, it needs highly enriched. This one needs medium enriched. This one needs low enriched. And this one's natural. So that should... oh, well, I obviously can't check. I don't have any fluoride in there yet. Dingus. Quickly. Get in there. So fluoride's in there. And it's making things. I don't have a way of transferring the yellow cake over to the other thing, I just realized. I can fix that. So that'll turn like that. Then an inserter, which I have to get right, otherwise it doesn't work. Like that, and then the opening right here. So this will simply just transfer. It goes into here. What are we missing? Water. Easy. Water, I should have an extra infinite water tank. Put that in there. Why are you off of the whitelist? What the... I don't know why I did that or how I did that, but... okay, go. Let's see it. Hopefully I don't run out of power. And it takes the... oh. Hopefully that's not an issue. Puts it in here. Interesting. So it goes in here, but like, barely. Let's see what happens when 1,000 enters this one. 1,200. I hope I'm doing this right. 1,200 hexafluoride. Well, how much is it using at a time? It's stopping in this one. There's really only 2 recipes I could do here. The 1,200 goes through here and makes all of that. These are not hooked up to power. That's on me. That's my bad. Good thing I've got a big enough brain to figure that out. Uranium 235. I can hold in my hands, but there's nothing I should really... I don't have anything to do with that. What I will do is put a thing here, a box here, grab one more set of thingies, the conveyors. 41 days of preparation so I can make uranium 238 and 235. So that's uranium production. Step 1 of it anyway. You know, I could have definitely come up with something better, but... And I really didn't think I would be... I didn't think I'd have the brains to do any of this, and I am. Whether it's the best way or not, I don't know, but... it's working. 235 and 238, those are both really good. Very potent uranium fuels. Well, they can make uranium fuel. The recipe for the gas centrifuge is a little misleading. As it says, through the process of 4 generators, I'd get 11 238s and 1 235. But over here, I have 20 238 and 10 235, so maybe I'm just not getting... Oh my gosh. I need to grab from underneath. So it is looking like... Because I didn't notice the fluorite in here. Not to mention that there's so many nuggets. And I can set up an auto crafter at the end here to turn them all into bars so they don't fill up the chest as fast. This is awesome. It seems to be going fine. I don't really know fluorite. So no fluorite, but the fluorite is in here. So if I can get those conveyors to come up here and filter it back into this steel crate. Same with the fluorite here, really. So they can all go into a conveyor up here. And then from there... Oh, is it? It's all going down into these. Perfect. But that's so much. 238. Okay, 2 sorters. I guess 2 conveyor sorters. These are all off. We only need the purple and the green. We want purple and green. So if the filter's anything, which I will set the filter to be all 3 just in case. Let's get a piece of fluorite, a piece of this, and a piece of this. So green is where I want the uranium to go. So green will have these filters. Yellow will have all 3. And then purple will just have fluorite. And whitelist means that that is what it will root if the filter matches. Root if filter doesn't match. No, we want it to match. So this should be it. It'll take in everything, sort the uranium to one, and sort the fluorite to the other. Let's see if stuff conflicts at all. You know, before I was doing this and it was like all popping off the conveyor. Now it's like intaking it all without a problem. I need some fluorite in here. All right, here comes the fluorite. And that goes in there, which takes it back. I'm a genius. I need to screenshot this or something. That is, for me, I would say that's impressive. And the sulfur goes right back because it just recycles all over again. Now, before we go anywhere, let's get some uranium fuel rods set up, and let's start filling this with... Okay, I have full armor on. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Let's go about making uranium fuel. Because we can. A uranium fuel billet is 5 regular, 5 inactive, 1 active. Take all of this. And quickly... make 32 uranium fuel billets, which I will put away for now. I don't want to die. And that'll let me make 16 Xernox rods. We can't make many more because I'm running out of beryllium. Speaking of beryllium, is this something that can go in the centrifuge? Makes emerald powder. That's used for overclocking upgrades, I think. Or efficiency upgrades, I'm not sure which it is. I may have reloaded the game to see if this would blow up. So it can go into the red. Oh yeah, look at that power. I actually don't even know if that's a lot. But these are generating alongside it. Actually, while that is generating again, I'm going to put another thing of carbon dioxide in it. Oh, here we are. 24 bar. 25. 25, we're not blowing up. Something's telling me I can fill up the reactor again. I'm doing it. Whatever. Double check. All right. I'm going to put these steam turbines on, and then I'm going to stop with the in-game footage, because chances are it's going to take me another like 20 plus days to figure out something else to do. Make me one more, and I will go quickly replace my my setup. There's a chance I've been missing out on power, now that I think about it. Well, unless the power from these goes back into the turbine. I'm not sure how that works. I'm going to lose a bit of power here, and that kind of hurts, but more here at the end. So I'm not sure if... I did make a backup. I did make a backup for that very reason. I maybe should have thought about extra turbines putting more strain on the reactor. I had no idea that was possible. Okay, let me, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. Let me try that again, I guess. Wow. They should have explained that just a little bit better. Although maybe that was like a common sense thing, but I don't think I was supposed to just figure out that my lack of, my extra steam turbines would result in a nuclear meltdown. Set this to dense, dense, super dense, to steam. This is already set to steam. Low pressure goes out. So maybe I should take a few rods out then. I'll take out the outer ones. It probably doesn't have anything to do with it. I think it's just based on how much carbon dioxide is in here. But we'll start small, we'll work our way up so nothing bad like that happens again. Dense, super dense. This is super dense. I think we're good. I want to see what happens. Okay. Don't melt down on me when I come over here to look, please. My guess is that having the three turbines running at the same time made it hotter, as well as... because I think it's producing more power if all three of them are running. Holy cow, look at that thing go. Yeah, I think it was because I didn't have all three turbines running. Well, the more you know. I'm going to put these in like 4 at a time. It's probably going to be a lot more volatile. Oh, temperature will go up. Carbon dioxide reduces temperature. So I'll need some more canisters. I'll get 8. This thing is generating, like, before it would probably go up once every second. Now it's going like once every 1.5 seconds to even 2, or once every point. It's going up way faster. And the fuel amount in here is way less. So once I get this carbon dioxide, so we just want to balance then. So let's dial it back a bit. I need to watch temperature, really. I think that's the one that got me blown up. So, all right. Gosh, now I'm not sweating, but now I'm nervous. I'm guessing an extra 4 probably brought pressure over the line. That or it sitting in the red causes it to blow up after a while. But that's also iffy. I don't think so. There we go. I don't think I want to go any more than that. Yeah, but I love power too much. Let's go one more. Right there. 14,000 CO2 filled with fuel rods. It is probably inefficient, but it is safe. I'm not going to go the full 16. It exploded when I did that, which I didn't think it could do, but you know what? Here we are. That is also assuming that it'll stay like this and not blow up on me. Look at that. Look at that power. We are generating... Each one of these is generating as much as the single one combined did. That's sick. Okay, so we made a nuclear enrichment thing, a crucible, we did that, a little processing thing here and there, a centrifuging machine. So only after like 3 hours of work, I set up a fully functional steam turbine, which I could probably overclock to the, like 15,000, but I'm not going to touch that. It's already depleted a quarter on those rods, which kind of sucks, but it has generated 12. Look at that! That is more than the 2 previous, like, entire loadouts, or whatever you want to call them, cycles of fuel rods. And these aren't even, these are only a quarter drained. This thing's gonna max out. It's gonna generate like 400. I need a battery, a storage block. What the heck? Ow. I'm scared. No. Where are you? Mad? Oh my gosh. All right. And last but not least, this only holds 50 million. Oh no. This isn't doing anything for me. So I don't know what the goal from here is. I think with the amount of power this produces, and once this finishes charging, I'm gonna double check and make sure that these produce as well. Or if these start filling up just as fast, if they do, then, well, we'll see in a moment. I guess this needs a way to export its power. Let's shut this off then for now. There's no reason to drain these fuel rods if we're not making as much power. So it looks like I'll need to expand the storage. Hopefully I can just put a bunch of them and they'll daisy chain together into one big storage. But I'll need like 4 of these blocks. What I was saying is we just need a way to obtain a ton of materials as fast as possible. And I think the way we're going to do that is with the survey scanner, which we don't have to actually scan for anymore. We did kind of find... Now, I don't know the difference between the M700 and the regular one. One of these is to make the depth rock one. And then the other one, I'm not sure. Again, I haven't made either of these. One looks pretty simple. I would assume this is for finding depth rock veins. And maybe this one actually, like, describes what the veins have. But I found quite a few. And I honestly think that this large mining drill that I made... oh, how big is this again? Huge. This thing that we made at the very beginning stores 1 million power, but that's pocket change for us. So I'm going to do a little work and set this up. I'm going to find a couple veins, going to mark them out, and then maybe make a few more drills while also setting up something to... Yeah, look how simple this recipe is, but it's like so kind of late game just because you use it for the bedrock ore. At least I think so. All right, I gotta interrupt here because I don't stop talking for a long time. I got sidetracked, as I often do, and decided to, for some reason, focus on mining bedrock ore. And I spent so much time working towards making an operational bedrock ore processor just for it to be the most underwhelming thing ever. I at least found about these power poles, which allowed for long distance transfer of power, and on top of that, I also figured out what drones were and how to use them. They would actually be rather useful in the future for transporting materials and even fluids like oil. But yeah, the drill produced 1 piece of ore every 300 seconds, and the bedrock ore processor had random percentages for what type of bedrock ore you would get. And it was too unreliable of a process for me to get into. Maybe in a future video I can work on that more. All of that to say, I spent nearly 20 days on this thing. And while a terrible waste of time, I couldn't do much but just move on. So I did. If you remember, we set up our oil refinery for cracked oil, but we needed dash bars, which needed crude oil. So I was setting up a secondary refinery to obtain the rest of the oil byproducts we would need for now. Alright, I think I have everything set up. Maybe the one thing is the drones aren't out and about, but you know what? I don't need the drones to do this. How far is this? I want it to be symmetrical at least. So 3 blocks away from the tank. I already have a cable for power. Just in case it's gonna go to this one in the back. I can use the other ports for transporting fluids. Now, the first one to do, probably do it underneath this staircase. They weren't lying when they said that the dash pickaxes, even though they're unbreakable, they're stuck at iron efficiency. Can't really have this one come from the top because the extra rack is in the way. This one will go... I'll go down there, I guess. Yes. Perfect. That's 1 line out of 4. This is already set to crude oil. Did I not make the firebox? I don't think I did. I think I was waiting on copper, which I do have in my inventory, so I might as well go make that so I have everything. We'll actually have a use for fractioning towers, which is kind of weird. Now I'm thinking it could share its cooling. The cooling loop from the boiler could share with this cooling tower. I'm not sure how effective that would be or how smart that is. This I should set to crude oil. This is going to be hot crude oil. That'll go in here. Then behind, I've got a tank that is heavy oil. Let's not mix those up. Crude oil. Crude oil. You will identify as crude oil. And then you... I'm already out of fluid ducts, and I thought I would have made more than enough. Granted, that's on me for trying to make it all go off the edge. So it'll take crude oil from here, which a drone will bring once I program that. Actually, oh, well again. Oh, I already set up a little waypoint. Which, speaking of waypoints, I might as well set this up. What has this been doing? It's full on crude oil. Well, you know what? That's what we want. Crude oil, filter, crude oil, filled. Perfect. I'm gonna get the natural gas tank. That's why it was in my inventory, and I'm gonna set that up next to it. Natural gas is useful though, if I want more hydrocarbons, I think. Or no, it's petroleum gas. If I want more petroleum gas, I can... Yep, that's already almost full, but this will take oil for quite a while. Now, that initial position, I learned now that the only reason it didn't work last time, and I'm hoping I can reach this, it's not a big deal if I can't. Dang it. Put another pillar next. Set link. So it sets the link for the first one, but every one after that, I would have to run back to where I set the initial thing so that it would like render. I'm not sure that's why it was the way it was over there, but I figured it out, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not complaining. It's just a little weird the way that it's set up, or the way that it works. Okay, and then I just sit here, and since I'm so close, there's no way it doesn't read, and I can just take this drone. This is intake fluid. Let me set this to crude oil. It's already set to crude oil. Let me just double check. I could have also did it wrong again. I don't know how. Yeah, go bring the... Well, let's see if he actually comes back. Set up wrong? And I can just position cleared. Gosh dang it. What did I do? I struggled with this before, and I'm struggling with it now because logic. Oh, I needed to make a full loop, I think. That was one of the issues, right? Oh. A heart piece. You know what? The constant harassment by zombies actually paid off. Get this other thing. And all I'm going to do is set up another thingy Right there. I'm gonna see if it can just make a straight shot from one crate to the other. I think I forgot. I don't remember. Set that link. I don't remember if I have it to where that one is a circuit or if they just go straight back and forth. Okay. That's what I was doing wrong. It needs to be a circuit, which is weird because if it's a straight line, they will go back and forth. Really, that should be fine. If I set that link there and I come back here, and it should pop up again. Yeah. We'll just see how the drone works. Away. Okay. He did get over it. The drone did fly over that, I guess. It's the oil. I don't like how these are separate colors. Okay. You drop it off and you go back, right? Yes. Perfect. Now we'll just come here and grab this one. Nice. And if I really wanted to, I could have another lane for the natural gas. Actually, I don't even need a water source. It just needs crude oil, and this can take and remove. I'll boil that, and for now, this will just fill up. I need to connect the rest of the fluid ducts, which I've run out of. Oh, look at all that steel. What the heck am I talking about? So I don't need the water one. I don't think I need crude oil, and I don't need hot crude oil. So we just need heavy oil, petroleum gas. I already did that line, so I don't need that one either. Don't need natural for a little bit. Naphtha, and then light oil. Oh, I don't... Wait, do I need a steam condenser? I don't, because I'm not boiling steam. It's literally just, it's just oil refinery, which is nice. Okay, this heart piece. Where's my armor station? Applicable to chest plates. So I can put this here. Is that what special is? There's a lot of stuff you can do. But for now, extra hearts is nice. Take that. Means I die less. Gosh, I die a lot in this game. Heavy oil. Yep, heavy oil. And this is the one that's going to fill up the fastest. I think I need to figure out what to do with heavy oil first. My last video, I used a fluid burner, and I just burned it off as extra energy, but the nuclear reactor kind of disregards all of that. There's no need for it, so... Okay. What am I getting at? And this will be... Let's do light oil. Oh yeah, because this is cracked light oil. Yeah, there we go. So this will be light oil. That'll come back around once I figure it out, or fix it. This is naphtha. There we go. Now I'm out of fluid ducts again. Oh my gosh. Light oil, cracked light oil, aromatic hydrocarbons. So now we got petroleum that runs to the far back one. Got heavy oil here. This is just here for fun. This close one is going to be light oil. I could never have done this if I kept that mounted base idea. And now we have every single oil processed apart from sulfurized or desulfurized oil. But you know what? I don't need desulfurized oil. I mean, not now. I know I will later because it's just how this game goes. And the only reason this thing is stopping is because... Oh, look at that. It's still processing hot crude oil. Tons of sulfur. Let's offload that for now, but we need to set... Oh, well, what's not going? Petroleum gas. Did I break that? Oh, no. No. I'll just break the wire. This thing is really efficient. Okay, petroleum gas. What's wrong with you? How did I break this one? Oh. I missed a thing. Petroleum gas, please. There we go. That's perfect, actually. Yeah, I've got access to every single oil. I'm gonna have to run piping, I bet, on top. That's at least that's my guess. I'll have that happen. And then I'll have a section for fractioning towers. Because these are good. I mean, heavy oil isn't what I would want to fraction. Bitumen, I think, is kerosene? I think you just get straight up kerosene if you fraction, let's see, light oil. Makes diesel and kerosene. Cracked light oil also makes that, as well as petroleum gas. So chances are we'll have like a third rack of storage tanks, and then just have fractioning towers off to the side. This, I imagined having like a refinery. I didn't know how it would look. Obviously, I'm not really creative, but I would say this looks like a oil refinery of some sort. I mean, it works. Okay, so what we did all of this, and I'm not showing why. And I should show why, and I will here in a second. Well, you already know why. It's for Dash. But I want to see just how much we're able to make now that we've got access to all of these resources and all of this space. These new machines and a reactor. And I've thought about this a lot. The only reason why I was producing so little power is because power isn't shared. Like, see, this one's holding 47, but it won't split that with the other two turbines. The way my setup was I had an industrial steam turbine as the first one, and then these two are little ones. And the little ones only hold 1 million. So those filled up instantly, and then this one was only making like a fraction of the power. Whereas now, which these are obviously hotter, but see these, it's making it decent, right? And then you have this one. It's making that off of regular steam, by the way. It's just the super dense steam, I guess it expands. I don't know. But it's just the volume alone forces this thing to run at like... It runs very fast. I don't know how else I want to put it. These are actually almost depleted. But here in a moment, I'll be able to make plutonium because I have a breeding reactor that I completely forgot about. So I don't have to do the Chicago pile, which is the I guess more interesting way, but I mean, this way saves me way more time. What we want to do is start dealing with these depleted rods, which we will here in a second, I think. There's so much I want to set up, but I obviously can't do it all at once, just from the fact of, this is a crafting simulator that I am playing. Yeah, sure, all of it. As much as we can take. And then maybe I'll make a cracking tower for the natural gas. Anyway, light oil. Do we assemble here, or is it the chemical plant? Dash, light oil, and mercury. I'll just wait here, get some dash blend, and then I want to see how much we can make in one sitting. It's gonna be way more. Look at this mercury alone. Look at how much that's 16,000. That's a full barrel of liquid mercury. That'd probably kill someone. And I think the way the recipe works is let's check the ratios first. Oh, it's equal parts. Equal parts mercury to light oil. So what I have 21 things of light oil in here. I'll put the 16 mercury. Is it 200 per? Oh my gosh. I'm about to be making so much dash. How many stacks of dash blend is that? Oh no. How do I make more dash? Shredding rare earth crystals. Can I crystallize? I need sulfuric acid. Dang it. I can shred rare earth ore chunks into dash blend. That's what I'm gonna do actually. I knew I would make more. I didn't think it would be of this like scale. We had 16,000 mercury. We're 3,000 and I've got 16 bars already. So yeah, well, this is just gonna make dash for a while. Probably gonna have like another crafting break. Not really a break. A break for you. Not for me. But dash means a lot of things. Before we had dash as like a emergency thing, only for the most valuable things, but now, since I decided to flesh out a full like refinery, I got so much. We can make stamps. Dash motors are a big one. It's 2 bars for 1 motor, but now that's like possible. Why do I have 48 drops of mercury? Did I forget to put... Let me see if I can match. Look at that. 7 blocks and 31 bars after that. That is pretty good. With the non-nuclear tech out of the way, I could get back to working on the actual nuclear tech, and the next step in the nuclear process was finding a way to dispose of and repurpose the spent nuclear rods from our Xernox reactor. In order to do this, I had to cool the rods first, but in order to do that, I had to place them in a cooling drum. And because they were incredibly dangerous to touch, I had to automate a nice little basin that would automatically move and cool the rods. Once I had the spent but cooled nuclear waste, I had to reprocess it, and because I didn't have the bismuth crystal for the FEL, I had to make a machine called the Purex instead. Not sure what it did to the waste, but this was my gateway to making plutonium, and from there, technetium. This crude oil has been going on this entire time, and I've got tons of oils. I think I'm maxed out on heavy oil, or I'm about to be. So I've got to figure out how to do that. But before I even do those two things, gosh, this machine's huge. What the heck? I thought I would... Oh, I can't even get back there. Purex, Purex. That takes nuclear waste, so we want it to come from here, which is where I've made this little machine that I have not touched yet because we need the Purex machine, and the Purex machine is huge. Like right there, maybe? And then if these are too big, I'll just sit and redo it because I need to obtain 2 fuel sources, I guess, if you want to call them that. Nitric acid and kerosene. Nitric acid and kerosene, nitric acid and kerosene. If I want the better version, I need strontium acid, and we are no close, but not that close to getting that. So I'm not going to worry about that. So kerosene, I think the fractioning tower is the way we'll do it. Do I want to do cracked light oil? I'm doing crude oil right now, so I might want to stick to regular light oil. Actually, don't know the color of diesel. I know the color. I know they dye it red for some things, but okay, whatever. What am I talking about? I've got diesel and I've got kerosene. I need to know where to put fractioning towers because I know I'll need a full like field of them. Part of me wants to be crazy enough and just like throw it on the side somewhere. Once I get this Purex set up, I can get technetium, and with that, I can make the catalytic reformer. I can make the vacuum refinery. And with the vacuum refinery, which it won't tell me, we can vacuum oils. I guess if you don't desulfurize, you have sour gas, but I mean, reformate itself like does the same thing. To desulfurize, you need a hydrotreater. That also, you know what? We can do that too. I don't know what the best course of action is in that regard, though. No matter what, I need regular light oil, but it only comes from the refinery and nothing else, and just hot crude oil. So I always need a basic refinery to make DESH. But there's so many combinations with the vacuum refinery and desulfurizing and cracking and all this other junk that I have no clue if there's even like a right way. I think you just have to do everywhere or every way, and I don't have the space for that. So I'll just make stuff as it comes up. Speaking of making stuff, I need to lay out this trench. Little kerosene line going up to there. Let me get this concrete and paint this. So that's kerosene. I hate to say it, but I think that's the easy part. Or maybe I'm wrong. Now there's another one. We need nitric acid. Okay, never mind. That's not bad at all. Niter combined with water in a chemical plant. Niter and, oh, sulfuric acid. There's a meteor out there that's just filled with these blocks. And once it turns daytime, and once we figure out this whole Purex thing, I want to go check that out. Processing of depleted natural uranium fuel. Recipe changes based on first ingredient. Oh, part of auto switch group Xernox fuel. Where's that at? Oh, maybe... Oh, so it takes all of them? Regardless of the recipe? Okay. I think so anyway. That's what that sounds like. So I don't have to set this to different filters. It'll just take all of it. Now, the one I did need to set to filter was this one. So this I cannot make automatic unless I have like a sorter and I sort. But after a while, it's just going to always be these rods. And on top of that, like I'm hardly ever using my power. So maybe I should start using like the ore acidizer, because these have been sitting like this for like 20-30 days. This is ready though to take the stuff. Once I set this to blacklist, which I can actually do once I take one of these rods and do that. That away, that'll craft. This needs power. That I should have thought about. Have it right there. So I don't make that. Why are we injecting empty? Why? Okay, hold on. Blacklist these. Blacklisted. So it is now taking the spent fuel. Now do these stack? They do not. Okay. I figured. So now they're cooling. I don't know how long that'll take. It said the more water, the better. I'm not sure if that's going to be like, I don't know if more water on top and below makes is a factor. It just says more water speeds up the process. Maybe it counts the total amount of water blocks surrounding it. I'm not sure. But I've got a decently, well, like a 2-block deep pool of water. And then there's water beneath it. Okay. It's already cooling down. So what I can do with that is set it. These are whitelisted. Let's blacklist. Wait, I think I want it like that. Whitelist. Okay, yeah, whitelist the depleted uranium. Then I need to get normal conveyors because high speed doesn't work, and for some reason I don't have my normal conveyors. You can't make lifts with regular or high speed conveyors. I really don't want to know what happens if I jump in here. Do I risk it? Yeah. Okay, it doesn't kill me for being in here. Despite this being like boiling water, I bet. That'll take that and send it all over. I can reach this one. There we go. Inconvenient conveyor, but at least I can watch it send the spent fuel into here. This needs to be hooked up to power, that's right. I need cables. I am out of cables. And while I'm at it, I guess I'm... Okay, let's see. Am I, like, draining power absurdly quick? A decent amount. But plutonium, uranium-238, and plutonium-239. Now, this isn't what we're here for. I need to go through all of these rods first. And once I do that, it'll be the fuel rods. And once we have these done, which I can let run for a bit because I do need these to deplete. Look at that power, though. It's so satisfying to watch. And so 238 is active uranium. No, that's inactive uranium. But plutonium-239 and reactor-grade plutonium nuggets make a RBMK fuel rod. Placement casing, only one per reactor. I click to assemble the reactor. WR. Well, that's nice. I thought there was... So far, that's 3 different reactors I know of then. There's the RBMK. Well, there's the Xernox. There's the power. Then there's the RBMK. Then there's fuel pellets. Not sure what these are for. I think these are just... Oh, for recycling. At least that one is. And then there's these. The regular, where are the rods? Actually, the rods aren't listed as fuel, so maybe it's just those 3 reactors. Yeah, I think these are used for breeding, the breeding reactor, which is nice, I think. Alright, are we done with everything? No, not for a while. Well, I guess that's my update between crafting sprees. Oh, actually, before I go, I want to do something that isn't crafting for like 2 seconds. There was this treasure block that I was talking about, and I broke one. The one that fell and destroyed my steel chest gave me this silo launch code piece. I want to see if the meteorite out here, I can't sit on that for some reason. Sure. I want to see if this meteorite has anything interesting. And it just gives me an excuse to do something that's not crafting. Because wow, this, why are you guys so good at swimming? But it's got a ton of them. And I want to make a step 5 that's just silk touch. Okay, let's just start breaking these. Oh, I can only do one or the other. Oh wait, I don't want silk touch. What am I saying? I want just fortune then. Because I don't want to break them all at once. Or maybe I do. Gold crystals. You know what? I don't see those ever, actually. 6 niobium bars. Effective treatment to lung disease. Vacuum. These might be really good, actually. Niobium isn't the easiest thing to get. I mean, it's obtainable, but... Whoa. Alexandrite? Star metal? I can make a red key. I don't know what that's for. Teleportation anchor? Damaged holotape? Legendary parts? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's only one piece. Bro. Was that just 2 cobalt pickaxe? This must be like some insanely lucky meteor. Let me get rid of the meteorite blocks. See how much is in here. It is filled with these. Okay, I might actually be able, not to necessarily skip some parts, but this will make so much stuff easier. If I can get, is that just cobalt? 12 cobalt bars, just for the heck of it. I'm gonna spend all day sitting up here. I'm gonna break these one by one. Okay, glass tubes, niobium, and herbal paste seem to be pretty common. Zirconium cubes are useful. Not the greatest. Some more launch code pieces would be nice. I did see those. I'm just gonna start eating these MREs. I think I have like 4 stacks of them. What is this? CMB boron. Boron. I have boron powder. Oh, that's a manual. A blueprint booklet. For what? Right clicked. Gerald the construction droid. Interesting. Well, I'm glad I can actually... I'm doing exploring from home, essentially. Marie's another cobalt pickaxe. I don't need any more cobalt pickaxes, I don't think. Already got 2. The cobalt pickaxe is used for nothing more than just turning it into a decorated cobalt pickaxe. I don't really need more than the 3 I've got, so I'm not going to pick up those anymore. Another gold crystal. Some more star metal would be nice. I mean, the boron, I'm not sure how rare that is. Bottle of Scrumpy. A revive. Okay. 32 niobium. Gosh, that's huge. That's another launch code number. Gosh, I really should have came here prepared. How about I throw away some stuff that I could use, but I'm not going to. What did I pick up? Can I? Serum. Cures poison and gives strength. Applicable to all. So is that consumed on use? And another silo launch code piece. Alright, let me go get my mining crate. And then continue. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break them all at once. And then I can review what we get from there. Vein Miner 3 plus Silk Touch. Vein Miner 3 plus Fortune 2. Give me Star Metal. Oh no. Okay, and I'm just gonna do that. I see a life container. I see more cobalt. More gold crystals. More launch code pieces. Microchips? Okay, nothing else outstanding, it looks like. But I mean, I'm not going to complain about free stuff. And now I get to deal with all of this junk in my inventory for who knows how long. Looks to be it. You know what? I'm glad I actually checked that out. I thought it was like an oil meteor, which is weird to think, but look at those guys. They're already running after me. No, I'm good. That's why I have iron doors around my house, and I think I can actually start putting stairs everywhere. All right, let's see. I have another life container, another piece of alexandrite, 4 more pickaxes, 1 more piece of star metal, 30 cobalt, 30 cubes. This is huge. 18 microchips is nice. I can make a decorated cobalt pick. No, I cannot. I need a bunch more star metal, but thankfully all that requires is saturnite at this point, which we're really close to. We just need the vacuum, the reformer, the catalytic reformer, and then we'll be able to make all the star whatevers we need. Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a 3rd upgrade. Star metal sword. That is a reference to a different game, but that's cool. Alright, Pyrex has been made. We can now process depleted nuclear rods. I need to set up some more stuff for the breeding reactor. Mainly because I don't know how it works, and I mean, I'll figure it out in a bit. Not much big progress, I would say, over the course of this video. It's just fine, I think. It'll probably be pretty short, which I say a bunch, but usually doesn't happen. Well, one thing I will say is this empty thing is slowly being filled with machinery that actually does stuff, so that is cool. And as well as this whole thing back here, I mean, well, that was the drones. It'll only get bigger. I'll add more reforming towers, catalytic reformer, maybe a vacuum refinery if I have space and or time, and brain cells. So, wow, this is a mentally taxing mod. And what better way to take a break from building machines than to build even more machines? My thought process now was to rebuild and revamp my little ore processor that I had. For now, all it did was take raw ore and centrifuge it, but I figured with the insane power output I had, that I had the capacity to take the ores and crystallize them as well. And not only that, but also organize and process everything from start to finish. I spent a long time on this machine, from day 188 to day 198, making this maze of conveyors. I made an extra acidizer, an extra centrifuge, a bunch of autocrafters and sorters, and even a combination oven to smelt aluminum without dealing with cryolite. Thankfully, while I spent all this time making stuff, my reactor finally depleted all of its uranium fuel rods, and I could finally use the plutonium that I had been making from earlier. Okay, alright, this thing's fully depleted. What about power? Power's okay. I think just ignore this monstrosity. The only reason there's concrete blocks here is because lithium powder is hydrophobic or hydroreactive. So if I don't know if it counts if it's on the conveyors, but I don't want something to blow up. So is that right? Is this an ejector? It is. These two are ejectors. They craft lithium and they craft cobalt. Like I may have mentioned, there's a thing called a compactor. Not compactor, combinator that does this. This is probably what I should have done, but I only learned about that when I searched up the combination oven. So the point is, oh, speaking of combination oven, I don't have a way to sort cryolite chunks. No, because purple takes the cobalt and puts it in the autocrafter to make normal cobalt, which goes into the line for the smelters. The green takes coal and lignite powder because there's no bonus or difference between coal and coke. So I didn't feel like there was a need to make either. Or just to make, yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter. This may, oh my gosh, you know what I realized? I never made a crucible for the iron, but you know what? I think I'll just make like the steel on demand. I'll just set up the crucible and then, I don't know, turn it into blocks and just throw it in there and let it work itself out. But this way we're getting, even though flux would give us 3 per ore, this should give us 4 because of the acidizer working, which there is 2 of them. I have one for sulfuric acid. That processes, as far as I know, tungsten. Thorium requires the sulfuric acid, and then uranium itself, which uranium is a pretty useful one because uranium crystals get centrifuged into radium-226. This radium-226 can be crafted into these billets, which make Ra-226Be, which is just radium-226 beryllium, but with its chemical code, whatever they call that. And that is used to make a PWR neutron source, which I thought, oh, what's a PWR? It turns out there's an entire... Oh wait, no, this we already knew about the PWR. What's the other one? The METs? No, I think it's the watts. The watts that takes pellets. There's an entire other power plant I didn't know about. It's not that expensive either, and it does use. I actually don't even know if this uses uranium fuel. MEP should be enriched plutonium. Yeah, so this uses plutonium and uranium the same way everything else does. It looks like there's math involved. I would definitely have to look up a guide, and probably not in this video because, wow, this stuff does not progress quickly enough. It is possible to swap out this reactor. I think we have enough space to do it. Probably not with one of the huge ones. Well, there's only one huge one. At least I think it's huge. In my mind, it's huge. I don't know how big this power plant is. It's probably like a 8x8 or something. That should fit back here. If not, then maybe we can like raise it on its own thing. But either the watts or the PWR. The PWR is a multi-block structure, so it is possible we can make this. You discover all internal parts for the reactor to form. So we can maybe make this. Dependent on how modular it is, I can just make a giant rectangular reactor. The only other modular reactor is the RBMK, this being probably the most complicated one. I have like a series of 2 splitters down here. You can't see them, they're completely buried, but I've got one splitter underneath this one for coal powder. It'll take the coal powder. I believe it's on a 2-to-1 ratio. So 1 coal powder goes to this one, and then 2 go here, and then they get split again, so that the coal goes 1, 1, 1, 1 for each firebox, or whatever these things are called, firebox. Very confusing. Not sure if it works. I mean, there's not much I can get wrong. It just looks awful, and I think it should be good. All I have to do is set this inserter into here and route if filter doesn't match. So it's everything that doesn't match these 3 criteria are going to go through to the green, which I set to wildcard, which means if there's no other valid route, however you want to pronounce that, which is basically everything that isn't these 3 items. This is just for the intake, and then this intake is again yellow, which means that it's just going in a straight line. The coal and lignite is filtered to green, which goes straight into the fireboxes. Then I've got redstone into the blue, which comes out here into this crafter to make blocks to throw them in here. Then I've got the lithium powder set up to this one. That goes left. There is a conveyor that goes underneath these into another crafter. And this ejector takes that lithium and brings it into the smelter. That's why these concrete blocks are here, so the rain doesn't blow it up. Now, am I missing anything? I don't think I am. Actually I am. Despite all of this, I can't even, hold on. Despite all of this, I don't know what to do with the mercury and some of these materials that I, at the moment, have no use for. I guess the only thing left to do is test it out. Okay. It's gonna start with the... Oh my gosh, do I not have like a way to step up or something? So there goes the radium. Oh, the stack. I have a stack upgrade kit. I'm just gonna throw it on this one because it seems like this will handle a lot of stuff. So there goes the radium. Full powder might be an issue for a little while until I get bigger stacks. So it's making billets, and those are going up and around into storage. They're being thrown over the edge. Whoops. There we go. I don't want to hold these because those are bad for my brain. What is that? Tungsten? Oh no, don't do that. I've messed something up. What are we throwing at me? Wait, why does this look the exact same as it did before? Why are you moving stuff already? Well, is it filtering into these? Maybe 1, 2, and then 3? Oh, it's not. Okay, so is the iron going... Oh, that's lithium. Is that lithium powder? Is it going so fast that I can't see it smelt? Or, like, what's the deal? Flux. It is. Okay, that's weird. So it is working. I think. Is that lithium powder or what? It is. Okay, let me put a stack thing on here so that you actually bulk sort everything. I could go more. You can do like whole stacks at a time if you get the bigger ones, but don't have that quite yet. And there goes thorium. Once this gets really like overloaded, it'll start to slow down. What I am thinking about is these heating ovens, because it states that they accept heat from the bottom with 50% efficiency. So that tells me that if I had a fire, well, I don't know. Maybe the heating oven is less efficient burning stuff overall. But if I had a heating oven and then a firebox beneath it, the firebox would heat the heating oven and that would burn hotter and faster. But these three, either way, they burn 3 at a time. It might not be incredibly quick, but it's quick enough. I have a ton of coal powder I need to just start throwing in here. I'm just gonna toss it in the crate. It'll sort it automatically. Same with all of the other powders and junk. I tried to figure out how to get the drops of mercury to go into a barrel. I thought that maybe a inserter would take the mercury and turn it into liquid mercury as opposed to drops, but that's not how it works. So I just left the mercury as it is. Alright, I should be seeing pieces of random various metals. Probably not as much from the combination oven, but you never know. There's some gold. Yeah, it works. This whole thing being in the way of all of my storage is an issue, but well, let's load this up with some ores. What am I doing? Load it up with some ores, make some plutonium rods, turn on the reactor, and hopefully not blow up and ruin everything. Niter can go in there, sulfur can go in there. These are both good if I want to start making, not sulfuric acid, nitric acid. I need to make nitric acid. The only drawback is the acidizers are very slow, and they take a ton of power. And unless I'm making crazy power, I can't put speed overrides, so either I make like 2 acidizers, 2 or 3 for the sulfuric acid one, because not many will go down this route. Speaking of this route, I need to... I got rid of its identifier on accident. Yeah, and now that's very loud. But that is this entire like machine done. It should process every single ore that I want it to. Oh, that is my bad, actually. I need an inserter here. There we go. Put that in there. That is awesome. Had I learned about conveyors earlier, I would have done a lot more with them, but I didn't really look at all of this stuff until I had the space to, which, I mean, I've got the space. I've got like a whole... I can clear these 2 and then move the crucible as well and compact to this. I have like an entire corner of this place that's been untouched. But now the center is occupied by this big multi-furnace thing, and this is going to start producing lye. I don't know what to do with that. I don't really care. I'm pretty impressed. Gosh, for a mod, the sole purpose of this mod when I first started playing was so I can make nuclear bombs. And to, like, it's like a sleeper, I guess. That's kind of a weird thing to, I guess, kind of a weird thing to say, but it definitely is a lot more complicated than it looked, and I am having a lot of fun. I don't think it's very content worthy fun because it's just sitting in a spot and crafting stuff and then looking at things and then crafting more stuff and then putting and laying everything out. But it is fun to look at when it works. Like I've got this sorter here that sorts. Oh yeah, the router has all this stuff. So these go into the nitric or sulfuric acid. These go into hydrogen peroxide. As you can see, very slow, but it's not an issue. As long as this doesn't like start to backlog. Maybe I should have put a storage buffer over here. I'll worry about it if it becomes an issue, which it probably will. Let's be honest. So yeah, that's this machine. Now I should be pretty quick if I am not mistaken. 0.65. We're at 43 million power. It goes down decently fast. So that means I want to start making plutonium. These should be, I should be able to just grab all of this. I don't know what to do with the waste quite yet, but, and then these can go into here, which is where I have all of my stuff. It's not organized, and it's quite frankly, stuff should not be in here, but it works for now. So what I want, plutonium fuel to make plutonium fuel billets. I want as much of these as possible. I won't always get those because these are expensive. Okay, that's not how I make this. But if the Purex made more, I mean, we could make as much plutonium fuel as I would want. Obviously, it doesn't. So uranium fuel. Uranium fuel is the other one we'll make. Generally, mainly because it produces plutonium as a byproduct. There's 12. I really need to figure out the whole, there's a way to, tweezers. They're called reachers, I think. Tungsten reacher. Let me make this. I want to see if this will help move stuff around. I'm not sure what its purpose is, but as of now, I have no way to hold this stuff without it borderline killing me or coming dangerously close to killing me. So I would like to have a solution for that. Make these. So how do these work? These might just be for like fuel rods or something. I'm not sure what these are for. I'll figure out how to safely move stuff around. And then let's just do the last 6 because I'm impatient. I'm assuming this got filled up and it ejected them or threw them somewhere. Where that somewhere is, I don't know. And these will just fill in the rest of the slots. Oh, maybe that's what the shredder thing means? Oh man. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. I thought that was like a built-in crusher or something. Looks like it's to destroy excess, which I needed that excess. I am short 3 rods, so I will make 3 more. Because I want a full reactor again. We're filled with water, we have pressure, temperature, everything's fine. 8,000 carbon dioxide. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna save. I should be fine, right? 65 heat, yeah. 660 Celsius, put another one in there. Needs more carbon dioxide. Let's shut that off for now, so I'm not wasting power. Oh wow, that goes up by two whole bars immediately. Let's do one more. 22 bars. Do I want to do one more? We're currently at 61. That's actually not great. If I take one out, it should get colder. So can I just swap these? Still at 61. Alright, I'm not going to mess around with the rods. They're already placed. So I'm not going to touch them. One more. Alright, that's redlining now. 62. How fast is this going up? That's, I think, a lot faster. That's 1 million every, like, I don't know, 5 seconds. Well, like 8 seconds. 1 million every, like, 7 or 8 seconds. But one more. 64, 24 bars of pressure. Again, I don't like this. I know it can technically probably go all the way around. How much are we making? We're making 65. I'm going to do one more. 26. I'm not going past that. I can maybe get it to the, in between the max and the, like, whatever this little bit is here. Not doing it. Also, we're producing less steam now. Did this one fill up already? Now it's looking closer to like once every 5 seconds. Why am I holding uranium? This is how you develop extra arms. We double check, make sure water and everything else is okay. What? It's so weird. I can basically have this maxed and nothing will happen. I'm trying to think. I wonder why this blew up before. I think, oh, I bet, you know what I did? I left this on while swapping the turbines, and when one was gone, one of these probably filled up, and I guess this pressurized, this super dense steam probably filled up and blew up the whole thing. That is my guess. Because it couldn't process or get rid of the byproduct, so it just filled up. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't exactly know why my stuff blew up when it did. Gosh, these deplete so fast. I wonder if that has to do with me making it as hot as possible, but it says it just lasts a set amount. But for some, like, even then, these deplete way slower than these do. So I wonder if the ticks and the heat are the same. It just depends on how fast the rod is depleted in the reactor, if that makes sense. I think what I'm getting at is the depletion rate does not correlate with the lasts rate. I think the way it works is the Xernox depletes depending on where it is on the reactor. So I don't think the duration of the ticks has anything to do with the depletion. So it doesn't matter how I slot these. All I need to know is that the ones in the corners will deplete slower than the ones in the center. It doesn't mean they'll produce more or less heat, just at a slower rate, which I guess kind of means the same thing. Okay, point is, we are making... Gosh, I love looking at the exponential increases. Like this goes 2,500 to 6,000, all the way to 25,000, back to 62 low pressure. 62 low pressure steam, 62 super dense steam. Giant conveyor to handle my uranium rods. Alright, well, I think the only thing left for me to do is to go mining again, figure out how to stockpile as much iron as possible, and then set up a crucible to make as much steel as possible, and then see where I can go from there before the 200 days. However, if I do, and realistically, I have to go for more than 200, not in this video, but in a different one. He says on day 202. Anyways, I wanted to do some fun stuff before concluding the video. One of those things was to open one of these stone blocks with the red keyholes. I found one in the first video but broke it on accident, and I already had a bunch of cracked keys from killing mobs. Towards the end of this final mining spree, I did stumble into one, thankfully. Another one. Okay. I'm gonna actually see this. So there's that container. I was gonna go over there to test the keys out. I've got 3 of these now, and maybe nothing will come of this, but... What did I do? What did I do? There was 2 of these. What did I do? And should I... Let me check the map. Okay, it's a pretty small box. There doesn't seem to be any enemies. I know it's kind of cheap, but... Whoa. Gosh, it just crumbles. Serum. There's poison and gives strength. Do I take the altar? Pedestal. Everything else in here just falls apart. Wow. Okay. Well, okay, my lungs are burning. I'm starting to think that might be when I get into proximity with lava. I need to be careful of zombies because they are capable of murdering me. I thought the advanced, whatever it's called would be good, but no. Gosh, not seeing where they're coming from. I'm just gonna run. Okay, well then that means I have another container to check, and maybe there'll be something different. That was a little random, but that was also nice. I didn't expect a whole building to spawn. I wonder if it's the same thing every time. The other side. That's strange. But cool. Of course, that's what I find in a mod about nuclear development. The amount of resources I get and how quickly I run out of them just never ceases to baffle me. Now, I didn't get as much iron this time, only 2.5 stacks. I'm kind of running out of time. It's about to be day 196. I have not checked my day counter because I'm too lazy, so I'm just going off of whatever I estimated, which may be off or on the dot, who knows? Or I might need to play out a few extra days, who knows? However, without a further ado, and I still have one more of these in case there's like some other use. Oh, hold on. Was I supposed to break these? This should be a diamond equivalent. Whoa! Red door. I'm so confused. I'm so scared. Is that for me to take, or is that a guy who's gonna wake up and kill me? You've got me too nervous. I'm okay, first of all, in case I do die, let me not lose my stuff to zombies. Not zombie. Actually, yeah, zombies like to steal all of my stuff. And the first time I died at my base, they didn't. Okay. Let's just, let's do this. Oh, it's an... one... Oh my gosh, I keep thinking it's turning towards me and it's freaking me out. Lava underneath. No, oh, hold on. French Masters set? Okay. Sorry, this... Do you think... Hold on, did I miss something? No way. Oh, did that just... What is going on? Can I put this on? Speed, haste, strength, jump boost. Do I look sick? What did I do? A clay tablet. The lacune? So... selenium steel. And then a proprietary control unit. Alright. With my incredible... what would I say? Critical thinking. With my incredible critical thinking, we need to go to the moon, set a layout of pedestals in this star/circle shape, and then find or lay out these three ingredients, and then four more mystery ingredients, as well as 2 blocked off things. So this would be northeast, southwest. Northwest is nothing, and southwest is nothing. That is incredible. Of all the things I expected from those keys, like an entire set of armor, more ammo, step size 1, enemy HUD, strength, haste, jump boost, and speed. Haste is great because I'm doing nothing but mining right now. I wish I thought of or like figured this out earlier. Red doors. Are these breakable? What are these made out of? I can't even make them. You know what? That means they're collectible. I'm glad I noticed that. Now I'm like wondering if I missed that on the other cave rate. Wait a minute. Oh wait, I did this. That's right. If there was another one, it is possible that I did break it, and I'm sorry if I did. Gosh, now it's making me wonder if I should try to fall. Hold on. Because of the cave, I should be able to just look at that. All right, the thunder. I don't know if it's like if there's a storm outside or it's exactly what it is. Okay, so I want a zombie to hit me. Bro, you can't be serious. He just can't hurt me. He can't hurt me, and I could probably punch him to death if I wanted. This is incredible. That's so sad. But now the zombies aren't a problem. I probably one-shot everything I touch. And from the looks of it, the armor's unbreakable. Sorry, I need these for insulate. Ah, dang it. I need these for insulators. Absolutely crazy, and I was thinking about how I would need better armor too. At these pedestals, I think I can probably just make those. Oh no, I have to actually build, like, find these. So it's good I grabbed them. That means we'll need a collection of those. Where's the armor modification station? I'm gonna put the stuff on this chest piece then, and make it to where the only time I actually wear the PPE, or whatever. I keep saying PPE, I'm not sure if that's what they call it. I know that's like a term for like protective gear. I don't know the actual name, the wording, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Selenium steel. Are you telling me Lacune, hold on. It's not even in the recipe finder. I couldn't find this if I wanted to. I don't know what that powder is, and I don't know what selenium is. You can't even... I'm losing my mind. Oh, there's asbestos in my inventory. Good thing I can just not care. Alright, so 2 things. I need to centrifuge... I'm gonna do these 2 crystal sets first. And this is still going. I have the chunk loader drones here so that this is constantly going. It seems to have gone through quite a bit. Not as much as I would like for it to. So these will get this done. I need to make sure the off meaning don't shred, I think. So we only have 15 slots to work with for now. Obviously the iron is going to go first, and then the titanium after. Not a lot of titanium. I definitely thought I had more. Oh, this needs the stack upgrader too, but I'll worry about that another time. I'll just leave this here for now. It's going to take a while to get through that. Iron is the only one I need the most so that it can take that and turn it into steel. Dang it. Now I'm thinking about what else this mod is hiding from me. I'm also thinking about how I'm supposed to get to the moon to build whatever minigun this is, and why would I need such a thing? I don't like the braking noise. It keeps making me think I'm like hurting myself, and maybe I am. Maybe this is like temporary armor or something. I don't know. I'm glad I decided to test that out. What is sun setting? Day 196. Okay, so let me check power. Power is decently low. You know what? Turn that on again. Let's stay right there. 24,000 steam. Look at that go up. Makes so much power with no effort whatsoever. And while this has been working, I would say we got a decent store. I'm running out of ingots to make rows of, but look at the amount of what is that? Uranium. I'm just gonna start taking this, turning it into billets, and running it through my gas centrifuges. Because, I mean, why not? Is this where they go? Yep, into here, and then that'll start this entire thing once this makes some yellow cake. That's so sad for you. So, I don't know what mobs dropped the cracked keys. I got one from a creeper and one from a skeleton. I'm not sure if zombies do it too. So, I'm kind of compelled to actually... That's awesome. I'm tempted to just sit and let them hit me. I think the one thing I have to look out for, though, is while I'm strip mining, I'm using the AoE thing, so there's a chance I can break it before I even see it. So maybe if I have, like, flat AoE, I'm not... Do I have flat? I do, so maybe that's the better option. instead of, let's see, step 2, Silk Touch and AoE, let's do Silk Touch and flat AoE. That way I'm not breaking anything I don't want to, because these boxes have pretty good stuff in them. At least I hope. I mean, I'm in an unbreakable suit of armor that negates the damage of all the little guys. I would assume that's pretty good. Is this thing working like it should? Is sulfur powder going up there? This thing can't even smelt sulfur, dang it. Same with niter. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'm gonna need a solution for this stuff. That'll probably come in a later video, though, when I'll route the sulfur to come out here and then make like a crafting thing for it. I don't know at what, I don't know where. All I want is to shoot something for the heck of it. And I think we can do that with the compact launch pad. Once I actually get some iron going, which I am. Not missing anything. Oh, I am. No, I'm not. Stop lying to me, game. I am not missing anything. There is the core launch component. We put 8 launch pad component blocks onto, and I already have 14, so my guess... Gosh, where would I want this at? Let's center that. It actually tells you where to put the blocks, which is pretty cool. I kind of figured with 8 it would be like that, but, well, this looks disappointing. Only accepts custom missiles of... Oh, custom missiles. Size 10 and size 15. Well, there's no reason we can't make one, right? Let's look up size 10. Custom size 10 rockets? Dude, only accepts custom missiles of size 10 and 10 to 15. So how do we build a custom missile? Missile assembly station. There we go. More steel and a pipe wrench. I found so many of those that I've just thrown away. Then 3 plates and then 3 scaffolding, which 3 scaffolding is like that. And that should be enough to make a missile assembly. Now, does it assemble? I'm not sure how this assembles, but I'm going to put it here for now. Okay, so we need to be pretty cheap about this. So I'm going to do size 10, just because that should be all the small ones. Can I make a control unit? I absolutely can. I cannot. Actually, Tantalum is locked behind the Purex, and it's locked behind the Watts machine. Yeah, the Watts machine. The Watts power plant is the only place I see this. Or the Silex, but that is Tritium nuclear waste. So do I want the flat fins for 50% inaccuracy? Or the cruise fins for 25% inaccuracy with this health? I wonder if there's anti-air you gotta worry about. This 35%. Alright, so we'll go for the size 10 cruise fins. We'll need a thruster too, probably liquid fuel, because that takes kerosene and peroxide, and that's incredibly easy to get a hold of. And 1 scaff. Oh, wait, we want this one. Fins. And I can just put these in the assembler. Right there. I don't know why it's red, but whatever. So what is this? This is the targeting thing, right? That's what I should make first. Targeting. Let's make it tier 2, because I have analog circuit boards, and I would like for this to actually hit where I want it to. And that's what? A latex bar, and then a piece of scaffolding. Alright, where does this go? Gosh, this thing blends in too well. Alright, there we go. I need a warhead. Let's just search up size 10 and go from there so I don't screw anything up. There is some of these cool looking ones, but to make a control unit, you do need a lot of stuff. So no nuclear warhead for us today. We could burn them. I don't know why I'm looking over how to commit war crimes on villagers, but that's what we've devolved to. So I've got a heavy explosive or high explosive, whichever way you want to put that, an incendiary, a bunker buster, and then nuclear and taint and cloud. I think incendiary. I think that's a good one. We've got TNT, niter, and aromatic hydrocarbons, huh? Which one did I want? Incendiary. I need 2 pieces. I've got 4. I need a size 10 connect. Dude, these things are easy to make. What was I thinking? Perfect. At least the little ones aren't hard to make. And you will get on there. So next we need the fuselage, whatever way you want to read that. Can I get the sick flames? Yeah, I want the I want the sick flames. Oh, I don't think I can make those. Aw, man. I need to find those blueprints. And you know what the best part is? If the rocket ever actually is that bad, I do technically have, like, blast-proof walls. I just want to see this fly up and then come crashing down on the village. That's, like, a block away from my bunker. Not even a bunker, actually. It's not a bunker anymore. I should be good to go with that. Let's see. Fuselage. There's literally... Is my brain not braining? Why is there just a more expensive... There's a more expensive one of all of them. What's the difference there? I don't know, but I'm making the cheaper one. Maybe there's going to be a joke pulled on me, and if I make the cheaper one, it'll, like, blow up mid-flight and then laugh at me. I should have used the more expensive one, even though they make the exact same thing. Bolted metal needs 4 steel plates and 4 iron plates. Bolted metal, please. Yeah. Put that on the rocket. Look at this beast. This tiny little thing. This is the first of many. I plan to launch everything. I don't know why I'm saying that. But I plan to make some pretty crazy explosions because I think you do need them to progress in the mod. Alright, so since it's liquid fuel, kerosene peroxide, we need a liquid fuel thruster. Oh, look at that. Another steel connector and more steel as a whole. Look at that. 6 more steel blocks. Alright. Slap that on there. That's a pretty cool looking rocket. Do I just... Look at that. I did something. But yeah, that's accurate. I did something. Peroxide. We need 3,000 liters minimum of peroxide or so. I'm not sure what. I think liters and millibuckets might be the same thing. I'm just gonna steal a bunch from here. A alcohol powered rocket. Yeah, I think so. Do I just slot this in here like so? Oh, it needs both. Does it need both? I didn't think it did. Strange. I mean, I can get a hold of kerosene. I just gotta offload the heavy oil. Anyway, I need to make a detonator. Shift right click to set position, right click to detonate. Wait, look up target. Is it a target? Short range target designator. Is that what I need? I bet that's what it is. Pulsatron Prime. So you're telling me... Sorry, I just found this randomly because it's next to the designator. Uranium-238 and dense gold wires. All of this is possible to make. Forge-type meteorite and a... Dude. So this is where all the broken armor and weapons go. If I kill the mask man, the guy I saw at the end of the last video, but I never fought him because I was too scared, I probably get this coin. I can use it for the heart booster. To make this guy who drops his own coin. That's awesome, dude. Right here. Position set. So we got our designator, which is a random spot in the village. All that's left is to shoot the rocket, isn't there? Yeah, hold on. Let's just put some of this in there so it's green on those 2 fronts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in here. Let's see what happens. Everything should be good to go. Got power. The designator's on there. I might have to look that one up because I'm not sure how to launch the rocket. So this states detonator can only trigger center block. So no, I do not want to. What is it? Shift right click to set position. That's not what I want to do. Do I need something as simple as like just redstone power? Like a button? I just hope I can catch it flying and then crashing down. That's all I ask. Oh my gosh. old Minecraft, I can't put buttons on the sides. Can I put a... Oh, there it goes. Oh, I didn't see it. Whoa! The shrapnel! There's actually not a single villager here, I realized. So you know what? I didn't do anything that bad. I'm gonna set up the other perspective in creative. I want to see how I can set up a remote to do that by hand. Wow. Yeah, I'll have a second POV. I'll probably put them side by side, or I have already done that. Okay, so I guess a button works. It needs a redstone signal. I just wish I had like a remote. So that is day 199. It's gonna be 200 once I go to sleep here in a bit. I've done the thing I want to do. Thankfully, the target designator is reusable. These two items both, I'm going to place them in my blueprint chest along with all the other weird items. The comparison between the first part to this part, like, I've got so much strewn about. I would say I definitely progressed a lot slower than I would. I kind of thought I'd be able to finish. I honestly thought I would finish in two parts, but oh my gosh, look at the iron. Look at all the iron ore. This needs to go straight to the steel furnace. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself, but this has been and probably always will be a lifelong struggle to get this sorted. Can I do it? That needs to be powder. Okay. The amount of time it has taken for me to obtain steel reliably, it's just like... And being able to just look in that chest and see all of this iron, which I can just shred and then put in the crucible, is very nice. That's it. I'll see what I can do editing-wise. This is a very, very crafting-intensive one, probably even more so than the first one. I explored like nothing this entire time, aside from those two little rooms with the keys, which were very nice, I might add. The meteor was nice. Building the dual refinery, setting up a proper reactor, setting up the machines, setting up this giant abomination in my in the center of my lab, which isn't even properly sorting stuff. So I guess in the next video I'm gonna have to deal with that, which again I can just, like I've said before, build off of this one lane that goes overhead to craft and condense and sort everything. But for now it's gonna stay as it is. I wanted to get to... Oh my gosh, I left this on the whole time. That's my bad. The goal now is, and unfortunately I did kind of take a little too long. I want to make, and this will be for the future, ferro-uranium, which I can always do immediately, but I will just wait till the next one to make the next anvil tier. And then technetium, which I can also make once this these plutonium rods get wasted, cooled, and then put into the Purex, because they have technetium as a byproduct. Lots of stuff to do, lots of things to figure out, and I think the next episode I won't be so focused on production, on the industry part, and I would like to go looking for some of these structures. There's supposed to be like dungeons and things. There's way more than I thought there was. I want to fight the gas mask man because he scared me like 110 days ago, so I've gotta kill him now. That's just how it works. I wonder if I could set up a rocket and then set a laser designator and like launch a rocket at him. That would be awesome. No reason I can't anyway. But yeah, we got new armor. We got new everything, actually, aside from the reactor itself. But it's not easy building a new reactor, and the other reactors are multi-block superstructures, if you want to call them that. So I'm going to set this steel foundry up, and that's it. I don't have anything more to say. I had a lot of fun, I will say that. Content wise, maybe not, but for me, sitting here and making stuff and building these stupid machines. Speaking of machines, yeah, this thing's filling up on uranium, tons of 238, and is a bunch of 235, which is good because we kind of need that. And I'll have to switch over to like entirely plutonium fuel billets so that the Purex doesn't get those mixed up. Same with the rest of my machines. I am stalling because again, I did thoroughly enjoy this. It was pretty fun. Hopefully we can have a new reactor next time. I want to work on that. That's probably going to be the main goal outside of trying to explore and find new things. Because discovering one simple thing outside of building and crafting got me a full set of trench master armor, as well as the recipe to build some sort of like minigun is what this picture looks like. You can't find it on the recipe finder, and I'm assuming this requires us to go to the moon. So tons of stuff I can do. I need this Soyuz launch platform, I think. Soyuz rocket. All of this stuff is so complicated. Chances are, for the future, I'm not going to attempt to revise this huge like compound I've built. I'm probably going to build another huge platform out there and just start fresh. Leave the old machines to do what they're doing because they do it decently enough. And then if I need like new anythings, I'll just start from scratch, and that'll be easier on my brain. All right, that's it. If you enjoyed, you could subscribe. Actually, I would appreciate comments if someone has played this mod and knows it more than I do. I bet there's people out there. You wouldn't be watching this playthrough otherwise. At least some of you anyway. If there is something that I am doing wrong, I guess I should say, if there's some sort of progression that I skipped out on that I shouldn't have, like screwing up the turbine layout for the reactor that caused me to lose who knows how much power. If there's a way to, if it's worth it for, say, upgrades on the acidizer, or should I just get multiple to run in like a relay for this thing? Because these never go off. I think the uranium one is fine as it is. This whole abomination here, I mean, I can sort and figure that out. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah. Lots of things I can do. Lots of things I can upgrade. I still need to finish out this thing. I need to build the vacuum refinery. The list goes on. And I'm never going to stop talking. I'm just going to constantly have new things to talk about. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.